This is a warning to all e-commerce brands. In 2024, there are big changes to Gmail that are going to happen. And if you're not ready, this could kill your Shopify revenue. So I'm just going to let you know what the changes are and how you can adapt so you don't get a lower revenue in 2024. So let's get into it. You have 25 days to prepare. At the time of filming this video, we're the 6th of January and the changes are coming in February. So you have 25 days to prepare. Maybe at the time of watching this video, it's like later down in the year, and you should already have been doing that for a while. So the changes are the following. In 2024, Gmail will require, this is a requirement, for you to authenticate outgoing emails and avoid sending unwanted or unsolicited emails. So we're going to break that down exactly what that means, because emails are a big part of your revenue if you're a Shopify brand, right? This is one of our clients. They're doing exactly $348,000 in the last 90 days when I took that screenshot at least, and they're doing more now, right? So if they did not implement the changes that we made them implement, their revenue will tank in 2024. Obviously, we did that because we want them to keep growing. But if you're in their situation and you don't do that, you are going to risk losing on that, right? And if you're not using like email for now, and you're saying like, okay, I'm safe, I don't need to worry about that, you do. Because if you don't, basically you're missing out, and you could have been doing that kind of revenue, but you're not, and like you should obviously be doing that, okay? So this process that I'm gonna outline to you that is gonna take you out of the spam inbox and into the primary tab, this is not some clever trickery that I invented. This is a list of requirements directly from Gmail themselves, like Google, and if you follow this step by step, you will not need anything extra and you'll be fine just off of that. So let's get into it. The first thing you're going to need to do, according to Gmail, is authenticate outgoing email, right? They literally say it in their statement right here, and that's what we're going to do right now. So for example, if you're sending emails from this domain, right? Let's say you own the brand leathershoes.com, then your email is probably like info@leathershoes.com, and you will need to authenticate that domain so that your emails land in the primary inbox so that people can open it and then buy from them, okay? I don't want to bother you with something that is too technical that you don't care about. You literally just want to land in the primary inbox. So the next step, this is an analogy, but the next step will get you the equivalent of a verified tag on social media. Gmail will recognize you as a legit sender and not a fraud, and they won't put you in spam basically. So you will need to do the following. Add a DMARC record to the DNS section of your domain. It sounds complicated, but it's actually super simple. I'll just go ahead and do that with you. Okay, so I'm gonna add this record that I just talked to you about to my domain. So I have a domain right here, to returnwithemails.com, and I want to add the DMARC record. So I'm gonna go into the DNS section. If you bought your domain not on Google Domain, but on Namecheap, GoDaddy, it's going to be the same process, but the interface is going to look a bit different. Just go to your DNS section. Then you're going to manage custom records, and you're going to add basically a DMARC record right here. I've already done it, but if you were to do it from scratch, you would create the record, go to the file right here. I'm going to link it in the description. Copy this, paste it here. Then essentially you're just going to add and replicate this section inside of the domain right here. So text 3600 txt, scroll down, find txt, pick 3600. It could be 1 hour inside of Namecheap, GoDaddy. Basically put either 3600 or 1 hour. I'm going to pick 1 hour. And then for the text bit, the data section, you're going to click here. Copy this record that I'm going to, again, put in the description, and then you paste it here. Now, for this email at yourbrand.com, obviously you need to personalize it. You can just add here whatever email you want. It's just going to send you a report, like I believe every week or every month. I'm not too sure. But basically, it's just going to send you emails here and there to update you on your domain situation. relative to your DMARC. It's just a bit technical. I don't want to get into it because it literally doesn't matter if you just want to get your emails open and into the primary. So I won't get into it here, but basically if you add that here, you personalize this with an email that you own, you're going to be good. Then don't forget to click save. You save it. I'm not going to do it, but just do click save yourself. If you don't have that record added to your domain, click save and you're going to be good. All right. So now that you got your DMARC record inside of your account, you're just going to scroll down and move on to the next step. This is going to be your dedicated sending domain. So generally, when you sign up to Klaviyo or your email sending software, you're going to have what is called a shared domain right here. So a shared domain is not going to be your brand's domain, like leathershoes.com. It's going to be something like klaviyomail123.com. And you're going to use that shared domain with like a dozen of other brands. And if they're landing in spam because of their bad sending behavior, so let's say they're scammers or anything like that, if they're landing in spam, you're also going to land in spam. And obviously you don't want that. So you want to create a dedicated sending domain for yourself and have like full control of your deliverability, your sender reputation, and in turn of have full control over your revenue. So you have to set that up. And for that, I have a full tutorial right here. It's literally the best. Just go watch it, follow it step by step, and you will have your dedicated sending domain up and running. So full tutorial, again, this document is in the description. Click on it and you'll have access to that video. All right, next step. All right, we talked about the Gmail statement above. I'm just not going to scroll back up, but the next step was avoid sending unwanted or unsolicited emails. So basically what Gmail does is every time you send an email, they will look at your engagement. So did people open? Did people click? And based on that, basically on your open rate, click rate, and whether or not people mark it as spam, whether your email bounced, and basically the more positive your metrics are, and the more you're going to go to the primary inbox as opposed to going to spam. Okay? So to have good metrics is our goal. And we're going to break it down on exactly how you need to do that. But the first step is excluding uninterested people from your campaign pool. So it sounds a bit complicated. It's just super simple. Don't worry. You're going to go into Klaviyo and create segments. That segment is going to basically exclude uninterested people from receiving your campaign. So you're going to go into Klaviyo and create the following: a bounced or a marked as spam segment. That's the way I call it. I don't know if it has a formal name or anything, but I'm going to break it down exactly what it is. We're in Klaviyo and we're going to go to list and segment. I'm going to show you exactly how you create it. You're going to go to create new inside of list and segment. So create new, create segment, and then you're going to call it whatever you want. Let's say bounced or marked as spam. Okay. Now, every time that people mark you as spam, which is a bad thing to happen for you, or every time that you send email to people and they bounce repeatedly, you're not going to send emails to them anymore. So first you have to target them, what someone has done, marked you as spam, mark email as spam. You're going to select that at least once over all time. So if they do it once, like we're going to avoid them forever, or select the or condition here. You don't want to select the and condition. What someone has done, bounced email, at least, I like to go for 3 times. This is subjective, but like I give people a chance. If or email bounce for like 1 time, I keep emailing them. But if it bounced more than 3 times, like I completely avoid them. So is at least 3 times over all time. Okay, and then you save that. So in that segment, you're going to have all people that consistently trigger bad engagement, okay? And when you're going to have that segment, like this is a blank account right here, so we're not going to have anyone, but in your account, you might have like 200, 1,000 people, 10,000 people if you have like a big list, and you're not going to send emails to them, okay? So every time that you send a campaign, you're going to have 2 sections: people that you send emails to and people that you avoid. Okay, so in that send to section, you're gonna put your like 30-day engage or people you want to send emails to, And in the people that you avoid, don't forget to always, for all campaign, add these people, because like they're consistently showing bad engagement. And according to Gmail, you should avoid sending unwanted or unsolicited emails. So email to them are always unsolicited or unwanted. Don't send emails to them, or else you're going to go to spam. Like this process is very straightforward. This is clear guidelines from Gmail. Just apply them. You'll be better off of doing that. Okay, so next step, clean your email list. Okay, so if people repeatedly don't open, don't click, or don't engage positively with your brand, then they won't buy from the emails at least. There's no point keeping them on your email list. So what you should do is delete them or suppress them off of your list. So you'll save a couple $100 on your Klaviyo bill, and you will keep your list quality high. So the way you go about doing that is, first, you create an email for people who are unengaged. So these people who don't open, who don't click, and by engaged positively, I mean people who don't buy and people who haven't been active on your website for a while. Because you don't want to only look at your email engagement, you want to look at, is the person a valuable lead? Is the person buying, or do they have intent? Like, you're looking at intent here. So if they don't show any intent, basically you're going to create an email for them saying, do you want us to keep emailing you? And obviously don't word it like that. Do say, do you want to still receive offers from us? Do you still want to have X and Y benefit that your brand promises your customer will have? And if they don't want to, then provide a clear solution for them to not receive your email. So include a big unsubscribe link in that email, and also add another button where they have the ability to say, actually, yes, I'm interested, keep me on the list. And now that you have this email, every time that people aren't engaging with your brand, then automatically send that to them. That way, if people receive that email, you'll have a clear-cut way of saying, okay, they're interested, or okay, they're not interested. And every time that people aren't interested, you're going to tag them, stop emailing them, and step 4, delete them off of your list. Suppress them, basically. If you're interested in that process and you will need exact explanation step by step on how to do that, I can make a video on that. Just let me know in the comments, okay? And then the next step is don't hide your unsubscribe button. Like, I see a lot of brands doing that, and I get it. Apparently, you don't want people to unsubscribe of your list. You want to keep the lead. But what you're not understanding is that if people want to unsubscribe from your list, they're not a valuable lead. The likelihood of them buying is low, so you don't want to keep them on your list. So that's the first point. And 2, you also pay for their spot. So you spend money and you don't get anything in return. So that's literally a negative investment on that specific lead. This is a big reframe. You want these people to unsubscribe. Your unsubscribe button is not something that you should hide. The only 2 type of people that you want to have in your list is either 1, your buyers, and 2, potential buyers, okay? You don't want anybody else. Anybody that doesn't fit these 2 criteria, you want to unsubscribe. So basically that was it. That was everything you need to do in 2024 to be compliant with Gmail. This is something that we do for clients. We keep them out of the spam inbox, and we make their email strategy top to bottom. They're getting results like this. And if you want the same, just go to returnwithemails.com and we will do the same for you. So thank you for listening, and see you in the next one.